Welcome back to LatiNation. I'm your host, Humberto Guida. And I used to love horror movies. The gorier, the creepier, the scarier, the better. Now, these days, I've become a bit of a prude. But one genre that has always wigged me out is the victim becomes the victimizer type. And up next, we catch up with one of Hollywood's hottest directorial prospects behind the latest example of this style of horror flick, Barcelona's Carlos Torrens. He is the director of the new film Pet, a psychological thriller about a man who bumps into an old crush and subsequently becomes obsessed with her, leading him to hold her captive. But what will the victim have in store for her captor? You'll find out right now, right here on LatiNation.
Hi, I'm Carlos Torrens, and I'm a filmmaker. I just directed a movie called Pet, and hopefully you'll watch it and like it.
Hey, remember me? I was just wondering if you wanted to get maybe dinner.
So I'm from Barcelona, Spain. I'm a Catalan, but I came out here to LA for college, for film school. And I made my first feature film, Apartment 143, when I was 26 years old. Then I made a whole bunch of short films, I made some music videos, and now I've made my second feature film, Pet.
I don't know about you, but I love seafood. There's a place on Wilshire. Yeah, we could. Tonight?
It's a very dark, twisted love story, but love story nonetheless. It's about a guy named Seth, who's a loner, who lives in LA, works at the animal shelter. And one day on the bus, he runs into Holly, who used to be the hottest girl in his high school. And then he realizes at some point in the movie that, you know, if he's gonna be with this girl, he can't use conventional methods. He's gonna have to get her in a different way. And that's the premise of Pet. The movie stars Dominic Monaghan, Ksenia Solo, and Jeanette McCurdy. Dominic had been attached to the project before I even came on board, but I had no idea. So when I got the script, I started casting the film, and not knowing, it had actually been written for Dominic. So one day I get a call from him in the middle of casting, and he's like, hey man, just so you know, this role was written for me. I know you're doing your thing, you got your vision, but let me at least take you out to breakfast and convince you why I should be the guy to play Seth, the main role in the film. So I'm a big fan. I said, sure, I'm not gonna turn down an invitation from Dominic Monaghan. So we went out for breakfast, and we talked for a while, and I realized, like, this guy knew the character inside and out. He knew it better than I did. So it was like, what a great asset to have, like Dominic Monaghan just falls from the sky into your movie. Sure, so we cast him.
Are you really gonna lecture me on love? You're keeping a girl in a cage.
I'm not doing this for me.
We opened at South by Southwest. We were one of the midnighters at South by Southwest. So, I couldn't have dreamed of a better starting point for the film, a great launching platform for the movie.
Stop! You just have it all figured out, don't you?
Just being a filmmaker is very hard, and being an indie filmmaker is harder. So making Pet, Pet was previously, it was a script that was written for it to be a studio movie, so it was going to be a bigger film. Now I managed to acquire the rights, but then I had to make the movie for, on a shoestring budget. So when you're shooting films in the indie world, you have all kinds of constraints, budgetary and time constraints, and we only had 4 weeks to shoot the film. However, all those constraints force you to get your gears going and to shoot up your imagination. It fires up your imagination, your creative side, and you're forced to find creative solutions.
I'm trying to save you.
Then do it.